as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here, and I am back for another crafty video. So today, I think I'm going to make a Aperture card. So, a torn Aperture card. Now I have made a torn Aperture tag card before using just book pages, and this time I want to kind of get a bit creative and use various different coloured layers. I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm just telling you what I'm going to make. So I'm starting with the thing I want to be in the middle of my aperture, and I will work out from there. So what I want to do is I'm going to stick it to this, and then I will cut it down from here. So I'm going to stick it in the middle of here. So this is just a piece of craft card that's actually got a bit water damage from something I was doing. So I'm going to stick it to here, and we'll go from there. So let's just stick it down. So those people that don't know what a torn aperture card is, then you'll find out as we go. So I don't know why I wanted to make one. Actually, I know why I wanted to make one, because I saw it in my feed, one of the things that I'd made previously. I thought, oh, you know something, I've made one of them for a long time. So let's make one. No, not that card. Let's get one that's more square on the edges so I can glue it down. My old university card. I'll leave that out. So a torn aperture, what is it? Well, I don't know whether that's the next layer I want. I've got a few different pieces of paper here that I want to layer up. Now I've got this out as well, which is wood. So it's like wood that's laminated onto a very thin shaving of wood laminated onto a piece of card. And I don't know whether it'll tear. So the only way to find out if it's going to tear is to tear it. So let's just cut a piece out and see whether it's going to tear. It cuts nicely. Right size. So what I'm trying to do is, first of all, I need to get let's try and cut that straight. It doesn't matter, it's going to get layered up and not seen, but move my microphone wire out of the way, otherwise that's going to get cut. So I kind of know how big I need to find out how big I need this window. So let's cut this down, and then we're going to say that it needs to be about to there and about to there. That's width, and then height about there to about there. Okay, so I want to kind of just tear something in here. I need to have a starting point to do so. Okay, and then I'm just going to tear a hole, and then that can just be my template so that I know I've got enough space. So let's just tear it so I can get into it first. I just want to see whether if I tear it in this particular way, will I be able to see the plant that I want to see. No, I'm going to have to go bigger. So the only way to know is to find out. I mean, I could have put some tracing paper on. You can find tracing paper in this room. Crack on. I can't find it. So, do we have enough of the plant visible? Yes, that's fine. that's kind of says, it's also got the name. Let's see, would it go better that way? No, that way, no. If we go this way and just tear this out a little bit so we can see the full name of it. That way, that way. I'm going to go like that, I think. So yes, so that is the kind of shape my first layer needs to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over. So my first layer, I know how it needs to be. The rest of them can kind of just be a bit more organic. Like I say, I don't know whether this tears, so the one way to find that out is to give it a go. So again, let's just snip into it to get it to tear. Now, because this is wood, I don't want to get any splinters, so just need to be careful. Now, I can't remember how I made the last one. I think very similar. I think I started with, yeah, I definitely started with that layer, because it's harder to work in, because what you want is the layers to get smaller as you go in, so you're focusing, making a focal point. So it's easier to start at the beginning, apparently. Julie Andrews said that was a very good place to start, and I have no reason to argue with her. So it's harder to go from a big aperture down and then use find a piece that will fit in the space that you've got left. So I mean, it's best to start. I'm not saying you should. It's best to start with your inner layer. Okay, so it did tear. I don't need all of that wood, but I'm going to. Yeah, let's just tear it a little bit more. See if I can get more of it. Yeah, there we go. So that's going to be my next layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stain it a little bit. Now, because this is wood, I don't know whether this is going to take anything that I'm about to brush on it. So the only way to find out is to do so. So we will use, I think I'm going to use scorched timber for this one. And see if we can get this to, oh, it does ink. Wasn't sure because it's wood. I do like a real dark edge, especially when you're doing stuff like this that makes it almost look like it's been burnt away. Just need to be careful that you don't get splinters in your dauber. Well, that could hurt if you get splinters in your dauber. It's really weird. I can smell burnt wood, not because this is burning, but because I think somebody's doing a barbecue. It's been quite nice outside today. Washing's outside, drying, so the weather's, well, certainly got better. I mean, it's not. Hopefully, I haven't jinxed it, and it's like now going to be horrible. But yeah, the weather in the UK has turned a corner. Hopefully, it's going to stay like this, and we'll have a nice summer this year. So let's get rid of that. So that's going to go on there. So now the next piece I don't want it to be the same shape, but I need it to be a similar sort of size. So let's just check that is still a similar sort of size to that. It is. So again, what we're going to do is, I'm not going to glue any layers down just yet. I'm going to work out what I want first. So which one to use, that one or that one. I think this one is more the colour of the daisy. Or do I want to use that layer next? Or do I want to go something different first? Maybe green first? We'll go for green first. So, again, I'm just going to cut this down. I'm just going to cut it in half this time. Well, it's not half, but thereabouts. And then, I now know that if I put this on here, I need to tear bigger than this. So I don't mind it being on the surface we see. So I'm going to tear this, just going to pinch it, tear it, I think. There we go. So I want to see some of the wood. There are parts where I want to see some of, so there's here where the pen mark isn't, so I'm going to do a bit where it comes in a bit more into the space. If you want to tear it this way, because you want that floofy edge. So it's about just tearing and letting it be a little bit organic. Don't want to just you don't want to tear a massive hole in it though, obviously. So this bit can come in a little, I think. There's no pen on there. That bit can get a bit bigger. Tear, pull, straight. Like that. So that is going to be the next layer that sits over there. So I want to be able to see the wood. So I think I need to be a bit bigger on this bit here. It's very weird being able to smell burnt wood when you've just done that on that wood, making it look like it's burnt. So. A bit more off there, I think. So it's not going to be in the right place yet, but a bit bigger there as well. Yeah, that's fine. So again, I'm going to ink this, but I'm going to ink it with, I don't think I want to be as dark this time. I want to go a bit lighter, so I'm going to go walnut stain this time. I'm going to give it a kind of a dark edge. I might come in a little bit further in with some lighter colour. I've just found some pieces where I can still see ballpoint pen, so just covering up the ballpoint pen with a bit of, that's that one needs to have, oh that's why. Because I'm using the wrong colour on the wrong bits. That's why. I thought it was quite dark. That's the reason why, though, because you used the wrong colour. So, never mind. I'm sure it will look beautiful. It's ironic I've done scorched timber on there, isn't it? Because that looks like timber. So, that's completely a subliminal message to myself there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get some of this light colours. That scorched timber, don't use that, Dave. I don't want to lose the green completely, but I do want just a bit more colour on certain bits. you could go obviously make it dimensional by putting some interlayers between, so like either using some, you know, those sticky pads, or just putting some, like you could just punch a big aperture and put a layer in between where you don't actually see it, just to raise it a little. But I'm fine with this, so that's going to go there. So I'm not going to stick them down just yet. I want to kind of just make I want to compose it. Is that right? Sort of, I think. Let's do some book page, maybe. So again, it needs to, alright, this time it needs to be bigger than that. We'll just sort of flip it over. We're doing it on the back this time because I learnt my lesson. Well, hopefully I've learnt my lesson. Right, put that on there. So again, just pinching it out just to get a tear going. And again, we will need to be bigger than this. So some parts I want it to be really big, and then other parts I'm happy for it to just be the same. I'm just going to come in a bit more on some parts. So that piece, I wished it would just stay flat. It's not going to, but I wished it would. So then that bit now that way. And this. Oh, it says Holly Tree. That's another plant. Sorry, just got very excited that it all. Yeah, that's fine. So then again, I want to make it, ink it, but not make it too dark. I'm running out of. Oh no, I do have another pack somewhere of daubers. If I had a dauber, where would I be? A dauber in the morning. Just bear with. No, I can't find the daubers that I was looking for. So I bought a whole new pack and I've put them somewhere. I put them somewhere safe. The problem is they were safe away from me. So I don't know where they are. So that's, can't do anything about it. So anyway, I have to use what I've got. So I will make a concerted effort to find them for next time. Bit late, but that'll be a bit late by then, I mean, but so I'm just going to go around and make this edge a little bit darker. I'm happy with the colour of the book page, so I'm not trying to make the book page any darker really, just giving it an edge to help it with a focal point. Don't mind if it comes in a little bit in some places. But just not as dark as I did last time. There we go. And that's going to go on there. I don't think we're really going to be able to see what the effect is like until they're all stuck down. Yeah, I like it. So it's a bit of book page. So shall we go for a bit of pink maybe now? Let's go for this kind of pinky salmony colour. I'll use this piece because it's got a bit more variation to it. So again, flip it over, put a bit of pen on it, see if it reaches, yep. I mean, you could use a pencil, it's only because I've got a pen to hand, so... Yeah, that's fine. Again, we want to pinch into it to get it to rip, and then rip it. And again, we want to go bigger in most areas. Don't have to be big in all the areas. That's what gives you this random shape. You can go really big in some places, less big in other places. Some places not big at all. Trying to keep the shape of it quite organic. You're basically just roughly following the line that you've done, but changing it up in different bits. So then that bit's going to go over the top of there, so is that what I want? Yeah, I think I want to go a bit deeper in on these bits. On that bit and on there. I think I want to do it on there as well. Yep, that's fine. So now I want to, thing is, you've got to bear in mind you don't want to go too narrow here, so the next pieces of paper need to either be bigger or I don't put them on. Right, this, so do I want some more? Let's do another layer of this. Making sure that I should make the right choice about colour of the edge, which I feel I did. You could always go darker if you put a colour on and you don't like it. You can't go. Well, it's hard to go lighter. There's a lot of blending to be done on it. The edge is far too delicate to blend a lot. Fine, that's going on there. I know it looks like a mess at the moment. It's really hard to tell what's going to happen. I think I'm definitely going to use some of this. I think that might be either my last layer or my second from last layer. I'm going to use some of this. So this is actually a flower bag. It's not a flower bag. It's for putting. Yeah, it's for putting a house plant in when you buy them from the shops. So I just want to tear that down, so I've got do I want to go that way or do I want to go this way? I'm going to go that way because then it's the same way as the grain from the other bit. So from the other bit. Just Dave, just get some words out and we'll be able to explain to people. The grain from the wood. That's what I was trying to think of. Over there. Tear it. This tear's funny because it's parcel paper, so it's tears better one direction than it does the other because you can see the grain of it going through it, but you can tear it, so... Sorry, I forgot I wasn't talking. It's because I'm concentrating. Also, I don't want to be competing with the tearing. Let's just tear that. I don't like that shape of that. Yeah, that seems to be fine. Just tend to tear with a more of a point because of the direction of the paper. Right, so I want to maybe go for a rusty hinge this time. Don't know whether this might be too orangey, but I'm only putting it on the edge, so let's go from the other side, and then if I go into the page, you won't see it too much. So I do mean, like, you know, you do you. You don't even have to put a colour on it. You could always do a you know, if you're using pink, you could have a pink edge, or green with a green edge, or pink with a green edge and green with a pink edge. A bit more. It's just something different. Something different this way comes. Yeah, that's fine. Do that. I think I'm going to I might do a bit of map page. Well, I don't know. I think the map might be a bit too contrasty, because it's maybe a bit of green map page. Let's get rid of some of these things. I'll just dip my finger in that, why don't I? Get rid of the bits that I have used. I did get that out as well. I didn't know whether I wanted to add that somewhere. There's that as well. Get rid of those because I don't need them now. So I'm just going to mark out so it's the same sort of size as this when I cut it. I wanted to get most of the green. Where's my scissors? It's just like that. So I feel all kind of a little bit distracted as well today, because I am in horrendous pain. But I'm just trying to get on with it because I don't want it to... Where the heck was the other piece? The other mark that I made? Goodness only knows. Down here somewhere. Oh well. That's that. So I'd like to have some of that yellow in it. Oh, there is some yellow there, that's fine. Yeah, in horrendous pain today. But just like trying to get on with it and not let it get me down. Oh, good chance trying to find those lines, Dave. So what you don't want to do, by the way, is start off with a really thick base hard because this will build up to be quite thick as it is. So I'm going to tear this and have a white split edge. Because the core of the paper is white, obviously. This is just printed. Really hard to follow the line when you can't see it. I didn't know whether I was following the topography. Oh, I was. Following the topography of the land rather than the pen. I cannot see where that pen might go. Oh, I think it might go down there. That's too straight. Yep, that'll be fine. So we'll go for maybe some vintage photo this time. If only I had a different doorbell. I don't know whether my doorbell's that. There it is. So I just want to cover the white bits up with the doorbell. I think that's too straight, sorry. I know it's organic. I know it actually happened like that, but I don't, it's too straight for me, so gotta go. Isn't that funny? You know, like when things do actually tear in a particular way, you know, you want it to be like natural, how it happened, and then when it does happen and it's straight, it's like, no, it looks too straight. So doesn't look natural, and yet it was natural. It happened like that. A bit here that's just, there you go. So there's that. Yep. And then I think we're going to have this. I think we're going to leave it at that. I did get that out, but I don't know whether, I think it's going to start getting a bit, oh, I don't know, how thick is it going to be? I don't know whether to end on this or this. I don't know why I'm ticking, I just am. Right, so do I want to end on this? I really want to end on this. So do I put that in? Yes, let's put that in, because then this is very similar to this colour-wise. Let's put this in, this layer in, and then we'll stop there. So I'm just gonna put a line and cut this down. That's going to go over there. So that's going to flip over. I'll do this. The ice cream van is back out again. It's that time of year, folks. The ice cream vans come out. The sun must be out in the UK. Although the ice cream van does try to tempt you in the height of winter when it's snowing as well, but it's so you'll be able to hear it. You'll be able to hear it more in the next few weeks, hopefully, when I've got my windows open. But I did close them today so that you could hear me and I could hear myself think, and it just helps if you're not competing with all of the neighbours out in the garden and lawn mowers and cars revving and all of that. Children screaming on the field. Football matches happening. We've got a local community field, and like there's usually football practice. When I say football, I mean I'm obviously talking what people in America would call soccer, because we don't play your football. We play soccer. I say we. I'm not involved. I don't play any of these things. I'm gonna go with. Oh, what colour was that? That was the. Yeah, I'm gonna go with vintage photo again. Oh no, I don't know where I put the vintage photo. Oh, well, I'll put it on the bottom now. No, that wasn't vintage photo. That's not vintage photo either. Is it that bit? Right, I'm just going to tear that bit off because I don't like it now. It's got too dark. And now it's gone straight. Of course it has. Of course it has. Right, that's the bit. So, yeah, I will. I'll try and keep my windows closed during the summer when I'm filming, but it can get a bit warm. I know the UK has got a bad reputation for being constantly rainy and wet and cold, but it isn't. We do have a summer. It's not a guaranteed summer like lots of countries would have. You know, it's not guaranteed, but you know, a very high likelihood. With global warming, we tend to have a lot more rain in the summer, unfortunately. So it's warmer weather, but it's not always warmer and clear. It's warm and wet. So in the winter it's cold and wet, and then in the summer it's warm and wet. But you know, we definitely appreciate the nice weather when we get it. And that's that layer, and then we're going to do a final layer. It's the final layer. Let's get rid of some of this. Okay. Flip that over. Get that in the middle. Yeah, no, that's right. So. Fact. No, I'm going to do it this way. Am I? I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes and no. Yes and no. I'm going to use a pencil. Oh, it's actually easier to do, Dave, than trying to do it with a pen. Why didn't I do that in the first place? I don't know, Dave. Don't know. You weren't paying attention, were you? No. Right. Let's see if I can tear it. It's a very thick page, this. I'm just going to go round again, like I've been doing. Don't want to go crazy on this. Do want to make sure it looks kind of organic, just as I have been. Same narrative, different page. Oh, I'm telling you now, pain is just notched up a level. Okay, that's going to go on there. That's fine. I might come in a little bit more on here. Cool. It does look like a map of the West Midlands, though. So let's go for. Can't find any of the colours on here anyway, so let's just go for a bit of gathered twigs. Just for a different look. I know I can see some of the pencil. I will rub it out in a minute. And I'll trim it down when we're done, but I want to we need to layer it first. We need to glue it down before we do anything else. So the next thing after I've done this is to glue it down, and then we can trim it down as well. So what I will do on this layer is get one of my brushes and just have a bit of a softer bleeded edge. Careful what you say, Dave. Just coming in from that edge so that it's a softer aperture. Soften that edge out. There we go. Cool. So that's going to go on there. Let's put the lid back on that. So let's layer these up. So this is my first layer. The first cut is the the first layer is the one I'm sticking down now. Oh no, maybe we won't put this layer on because maybe my glue wants to have a battle like we always seem to do. Happy now? Do a bit of jousting with it, so I just need to be wary of that because I don't want it to squeeze out too much. And then we're going to need to get this glue on pretty sharpish. Otherwise it won't stick down. I might have to do a bit more around those bits. Don't want the edges of the aperture to peel up, that's why. Right, this can go on here. We need to just arrange it so we're getting what we wanted. About there. Oh, don't do that, Dave. Do this instead. Right, because this wants to curl up, I think I'm just going to flatten it this way and then get it to stick this way, because I can press it down this way. And I want to curl up again. Don't think the glue is particularly good on this side. Well, any of the edges, to be fair. Then I won't worry too much because the next layers are going to hold it all down. So that's my next layer. And again, I want to get fairly close, but not so much that it all oozes out. Every time I go near that wood, it smells like burnt wood, but it's not. I know maybe I'm just subconsciously smelling burnt wood because it looks like burnt wood. So then this layer needs to go on like that. Just press that down. And then the edges. Then we've got this layer. Stick it down. Come in this way. Like that. pink layout. Oh no, Dave, you have to sit the rest of it down as well. Preoccupied with pain, sorry. Oh. That'll do. Got this one. Might just square this off at the ends, actually. Just helps when you're cutting it down. You're not going to catch your blade on some strange edge. I mean, like if you are using a blade, if you're going to use a pair of scissors, it won't make a difference. So it'll just get a bit harder to cut through in some places because it'll be thicker layers. So there we go. Map now. Well, atlas page. Glad I chose not to use the blue. I think the blue would be too much contrast. Too, you know, it's not. There's no blue in the picture, so. There, I think. There we go. Maybe the daisy could have been less covered, but I'm not complaining about it now. What did I do next? Was it this? Was that next and that? Yes. Completely forgot. It was only like 3 minutes ago, but still forgot what I was doing. That might even be the wrong way up, but who knows? Who cares? That looks good. I don't mind. Can't remember which way around. It is that way. There we go. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this down so that it's more regular shape. And then I think we might turn it into like a tag or something. So I'm going to cut this edge off because I want to make it look fairly straight. Where's my... Nope, that's not it. Where's the blade? Where is my blade? Where is my blade? Just bear with me while I find things. Found my blade. Excellent. So let's just cut this down. I'm just going to cut all of the extra bits of paper off that you can see. Actually, let's try and make that a bit fairly straight, Dave. So, you're going to cut that there. You want to cut that on a line. You want to go there? No. So, that's not straight, is it? What's the... Oh, let's move it over here. On that line, right. And then this line needs to be just, oh, let it go there, that's fine. Just in case anybody's wondering what I'm lining up the back of the ruler against this line, not any other line, because I couldn't find a line that I needed, so that way then I know at least it's square, because the ruler isn't out of shape, so I'm out of shape, the ruler isn't, so... And then just this last one. Maybe there. That's those bits. Right, okay, so I think we're going to turn it into... Do we want to turn it into a tag or to a card? Let's put some... So, believe in yourself. No, none of those. Don't think are in. So these are the reason why I'm wanting to use these are the ones that I kind of find where I've gone to use it for something, and then there you go. Wonder, that would be. Believe in yourself. So I think I'm going to go for a card, for a tag. So I'm going to find my tag shape thing. Find a shape that suits. None of those are suiting, though, are they? No, I'll go with my own then. Okay. So we're going to go like that. Flip it over. Like that. Okay, we're going to have Wander up here. We'll have it like that. We'll do a slot in the card, in the top, I mean. There we go. There's quite a few layers to go through, so we'll do a little bit of colour. Not a lot of it, just a little bit. That way then I'm not getting any other words out, I'm just using what I've got. I'm going to have it off centre, so do I want it to be that 3D? That's fine. Don't want to. Sometimes I'd peel the back off if I think it's too thick, but this is quite a thick, chunky card as it is. Chunky, sorry, tag. So I'm going to do Wander and Believe in Yourself. because that's the process you have to go through when you're making these things. You've got to believe that it's going to work out. So because it has to look messy before it looks fantastic. So, and again, I'm just going to put that on the bottom. We're going to have it over here. There we go. That's straight, sort of. You're not the person to challenge something on being straight, Dave, so... Okay, so let's get rid of these bits, and then we'll have a look. And then I'm taking a painkiller. So Wanda is a little bit wonky. But I think it's stuck. Oh no, it doesn't. It's fine. I can move it a little bit. That's that straight. Straighter, anyway. There we go. So that's our card. Maybe a bit of an ink around the edge will kind of tie it together a bit more. Let's round the bottom edge as well. If I can get that in there. Can I? No. Let's find my other one. Oh, actually, I've got... Let's see, what shapes have I got on here? I can't remember. Scallop or stub? Let's go for a stub. Cool. So I'll do that. Just finishes the bottom edge off, doesn't it, nicely? And then we should find a bit of ribbon, really, I think, to go through that top bit. So hold that thought. Okay, so I've got a bit of this and a bit of this. I thought I'd do the two together. I think that might be a bit long. Let's go with just a chamfered edge. Cool. Do the two together and then hopefully that will go through there. I'll make it go through there if it doesn't. There we go. No, it does. It's fine. And then I think we'll just what have we got? Yeah, like that, that, and just staple it. I think. I go for it like that, or it like that, like that. That's fine. Staple it, and I'm going to use my stapler. But this is what Vic brought me back from Tenerife when he went on holiday. So I'm going to use that. I'm just going to staple it there. Cool. There we go. There we go. So that's our little aperture, focal aperture tag. Oh, blimey, I can't get the drawer shut now. But there we go. I hope you like that. That's just another something different to make. I haven't made one for ages, so I thought I'd make one with you guys again. And there we go. So if you liked it, you know how you can tell me that. You have to give me a thumbs up, because otherwise I don't know. If I could read minds, I'd get all the PIN numbers to everybody's bank accounts. I can't read mine, so the only way to tell me is to tell me. Alright then, folks, thank you very much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. I will see you again in another video. Don't forget, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Lots of love. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you very soon. Bye. Bye.